6 ingredients, a mystery name that even the company won't explain after 87 years. And a cooking process so precise it happens inside sealed cans using steam pressure that would make NASA jealous. But here's what Hormel doesn't want you to know. That pink rectangular perfection starts its journey in fortress-like facilities, processing 8,000 pounds of pork hourly, using emulsification technology the 1930s inventor never dreamed possible. Welcome to Process Nest. Today we're taking you from the pig farm to the pantry shelf, revealing how a pharmacist's accidental experiment became a billion-dollar empire surviving wars, disasters, and food trends for nearly a century. You'll witness hydraulic cooking that transforms liquid meat into solid blocks using chemistry and precision timing, and discover why only 4 people on Earth know the complete spice formula. From Depression-era desperation to global obsession, this is the story of how Spam accidentally became the most polarizing food product in human history. See, back in 1937, most canned meats looked like gray, unappetizing mush. J. Hormel's genius wasn't just creating a shelf-stable protein, it was creating a product that looked almost too perfect to be real. That distinctive rectangular shape? Completely intentional. The unnaturally smooth texture? Designed on purpose? The slightly artificial pink color? That's the result of a chemical reaction that took years to perfect. Hormel discovered something fascinating about human psychology. We're more likely to remember and talk about foods that make us feel something strong, even if that feeling is confusion or disgust. Spam became the ultimate conversation starter. People didn't just eat it, they debated it, joked about it, and created entire cultural movements around it. From a business perspective, that's pure gold. But before we witness the factory magic, let's trace this journey back to its true beginning, the specialized pig farms that provide the foundation for every can of Spam. These aren't ordinary farms raising random pigs. Every animal is carefully bred and raised specifically for premium pork shoulder production. The process starts with sows in climate-controlled pens, where each litter of 10 to 14 piglets receives meticulous care from birth. After nursing for 3 to 4 weeks, they're moved to group pens and fed specialized feed for rapid growth, gaining approximately 20 kilograms monthly until they reach 100 kilograms. The transportation process uses hydraulic trucks collecting 100 to 150 pigs per load, with guided walkways ensuring safe loading. At the processing facility, pigs are first moved to resting areas with ventilation and clean water to reduce stress. They then undergo standard processing procedures following industry protocols. The carcasses are cleaned through hot water scalding at 58 to 62 degrees Celsius, followed by automated dehairing machines and flame singeing to remove remaining hairs. After removing internal organs, the clean carcasses undergo automated splitting using bandsaws with 3D scanning technology for optimal cuts. While premium cuts go to high-end markets, the pork shoulder becomes the star ingredient for Spam. These selected pork shoulders are trimmed to remove tough tissues and excess fat, leaving the perfect balance of lean meat and fat that meets Hormel's exacting standards. It's this controlled supply chain that makes Spam's consistent quality possible. Now let's take that exclusive tour inside the Hormel factory that processes over 435 million cans of Spam every year. But here's what they don't tell you on the official tours. This place operates more like a pharmaceutical lab than a food factory. The moment raw pork arrives, every single piece gets scanned by high-tech sensors that can detect bacteria, fat content, and even stress hormones from the original animal. Why stress hormones? Because stressed animals produce tougher meat that won't blend properly in the final product. This isn't just about food safety, it's about creating that signature Spam texture that's unlike anything else on Earth. Here's where things get really wild. The The meat doesn't just get ground up, it goes through a process called emulsification. Imagine taking chunks of pork and ham, then spinning them at 3,600 revolutions per minute while simultaneously injecting them with ice-cold salt water. The centrifugal force literally breaks down the protein molecules and reforms them into something completely new. But the real secret happens in what Hormel calls the mixing cathedral, a massive room where 8,000-pound batches of meat get combined with the mysterious spice blend. Only 4 people in the entire company know the exact proportions of this spice mix, and they're required to sign confidentiality agreements that last their entire lifetime, even after retirement. Now comes the part that will absolutely blow your mind. You know that distinctive pink color that makes Spam instantly recognizable on any grocery shelf? It's not just food coloring thrown in at random. It's the result of a carefully controlled chemical reaction that happens in real time, monitored by computers and calibrated down to the molecular level. When sodium nitrite meets the myoglobin proteins in pork, it creates a compound called nitrosomyoglobin, a substance that's not only responsible for that iconic color, but also acts as a powerful natural preservative that can keep the meat safe for decades. But here's the absolutely crazy part. The timing has to be perfect down to the second. Hormel has spent decades perfecting this color chemistry process. The sodium nitrite is added during the mixing phase at controlled temperatures to ensure the chemical reaction happens properly and creates that uniform pink color. But there's even more science happening simultaneously. That firm, sliceable texture that lets you cut perfect Spam slices isn't natural. It's created through a controlled process called protein gelation. As the meat mixture heats up during the cooking phase, the proteins form a three-dimensional molecular network that traps water and fat molecules. It's essentially turning liquid meat into a solid, stable block through pure chemistry and physics. Here's where Spam production gets absolutely fascinating. While most foods are cooked and then packaged, Spam is packaged first and then cooked. This might sound backwards, but it's actually revolutionary food engineering. The sealed cans get loaded into massive pressure cookers called retorts that can hold 24,000 cans at once. But these aren't your grandmother's pressure cookers, they're precision instruments that monitor temperature, pressure, and humidity down to decimal points. The final phase is rapid cooling, where the temperature drops from 240 degrees Fahrenheit to 100 degrees Fahrenheit in just 20 minutes. This thermal shock actually helps set the final texture and prevents the formation of ice crystals that would ruin the smooth consistency. While we're talking about production secrets, let's address something fascinating. Spam tastes different in different countries, and it's completely intentional. Hormel produces over 15 different varieties of Spam, each one slightly modified for local tastes. In South Korea, Spam contains less salt but more garlic. In the Philippines, it's spicier and contains local herbs. Hawaiian Spam has a slightly sweeter profile to match local preferences. This isn't just marketing. It requires completely different production lines and specialized equipment for each variety. Finally, let's talk about something nobody ever thinks about, but represents genuine packaging engineering innovation: the Spam can itself. That aluminum container incorporates several sophisticated design features that took years to develop. The interior coating uses multiple layers of food-safe materials that prevent metallic taste transfer, block oxygen infiltration, and maintain structural integrity under high cooking pressures. The can's specific width-to-height ratio creates optimal heat distribution during cooking while maximizing retail shelf efficiency. The dome shape on top serves as a quality indicator. When properly sealed, it maintains specific curvature, but compromised seals or bacterial growth cause it to flatten, providing a visible warning system. The pull tab mechanism uses a different aluminum alloy than the can body, engineered for optimal flexibility and controlled tearing that leaves smooth, safe edges. Hormel maintains rigorous testing standards including temperature extremes, drop testing, and pressure cycling to ensure each can withstand the cooking process, shipping, storage, and consumer handling while maintaining food safety and quality. From a desperate Depression-era experiment to a global phenomenon, Spam represents something unique in food history. A product that succeeded not despite its artificiality, but because of it. In a world obsessed with natural foods, Spam proudly embraces its engineered perfection. The real secret isn't what goes into Spam, it's the incredible precision and science required to make something so seemingly simple. Every single can represents hundreds of years of food science evolution, compressed into one perfect pink rectangle. So the next time you see a can of Spam, remember, you're not just looking at processed meat. You're looking at one of the most sophisticated food products ever created, produced in one of the most advanced factories on Earth. Whether you love it or hate it, you have to respect the engineering genius behind it. What's your take? Are you Team Spam or Team Never Again? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Processed Nest for more mind-blowing food factory secrets that will change how you see everyday products.